Well, welcome back to Extracted. This is season 3, likely episode 5.
4 or 5? Yeah, 5.
Because we've got Kathy, who wrote the incredible letter to the editor. We got Dr. Charlie Childs, who is tearing up the world, making money with the biosystems. I was going to say interrobang, which is that overlooked, little-known pronunciation punctuation.
Really?
Yeah, it's a question mark and exclamation point. That's an interrobang. So if Intero Biosystems isn't using the interrobang in all the press releases,
you've got
get out, Dr. Charlie Childs.
You better be their marketing person.
Talk to Brent Boland,
yes.
And we talked to Rochelle Kimbrell.
Yes.
So we're 5. This is episode 5, I think.
And your friend Kat.
Which I need to post. Because we did 2 versions with her. One is a very funny bird podcast about her birds. And then the other one was about menopause, which I posted what was going to be a whole, this is what happens with me. I get excited. I get so giddy. I'm like, oh, that section of that podcast is so good. I'm going to, like a gardener, take that clipping and plant a whole new podcast. I don't have time for that. I don't. I mean, I even made little graphics and stuff. Don't. Just stop. Get your girl down here in the basement in the Bang Bang bunker.
With this background.
And she gets...
Looking so good in this light.
I get books and stuff. Oh, do you like Dickens? And she gets
fluorescent
all the garbage in the corner of my base, which I'm going to work on that.
Oh, I love it.
My wife was like, you got to do something about that naked Princess Leia, which she's
not naked.
Yeah, and Sarah likes her.
I like her too.
Problem. She's a badass.
She's always been in the podcast, so she stays.
She stays. She's been. It's always good to have her legend. So here we are, episode 5, and back in the day of season 1 and 2, we had the rules. Like if anybody needed an edit, the other person got a point.
Right.
And we'll maintain that on this episode. We're 0-0 right now because we've had third parties here. We didn't need to indoctrinate them in our weird
gamification.
Yeah, in our weird convention. So this is us, a nice little break from people who otherwise would be dragged onto our show, which, by the way, the list is long.
Yeah, people are like having to get on a wait list to get on the list.
Exactly. We got Lowell, who wrote that incredible book about Christianity and is it really living up to what it's supposed to be. We have Shane Shooter Nelson, who talks about mental health with children. I don't know, my buddy Mandy, who's doing the kids show. I don't know. There's a lot.
There's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a list. I didn't bring it with me.
You want to talk about your dad flaking?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Is this an edit? Because it would be my point. No,
let's talk about it. I'm just going to have to censor myself so that I don't speak ill.
Well, he was going to be a guest, and he had other stuff going on. That's okay.
He entered his Harley Davidson trike into a contest. And although he didn't need to go and see the trike, half an hour before we were going to do a podcast episode, he's like, oh, I got to go. You guys will be all right. And just bailed, which ensued a verbal haranguing from me that may or may not have had many colorful metaphors. Mm-hmm. And I may or may not have called him the most self-absorbed person I've ever met.
Well, he's been in radio 50 years. I've known people in radio like 3 years.
But here's the thing, Iwi.
Yeah.
He asked me at least 5 times to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but and I try to put it in his show's context. Dad, when you've got people that want to be on your top-rated show, you don't blow them off. You get them booked, and it's a done deal. I'm like, why was that then, And he goes, if you would have just given me an out. And I was like, we rearranged our whole day for you. That's not how the real world works.
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely neutral. I felt like I thought, it felt like he wanted to do it.
He did.
Yeah, and so I didn't feel like we were dragging him in, You're his daughter, so you do have some pull, I think.
Do.
Some sway in the situation.
I'm so much like my dad in some ways, and then in other ways I'm not. And so I see it coming sometimes, or I can head it off. But yeah, that was a real disappointing Friday.
What I would like you to do is take some of his self-absorption for yourself.
I know.
You need that, Because you're always looking out for others. You're always apologizing for silly things. I do the same thing. We all need to apologize less, people. I've had enough of it.
I am trying not to use the word, I'm sorry, words.
And I hear my daughter, she apologizes a lot for stuff. I'm like, girl, It's good to be polite, but you don't need to be. I mean, it just becomes this silly habit, this silly self-deprecating, self-doubt, immolating habit.
I always worry that I'm imposing, and I know you give me a hard time about it because I'll be like, your kids are home, like, you guys need to be together, I shouldn't come over, and you get all mad. But like, I mean, I don't know, I just was raised in a way where it was like, you don't interrupt family time.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's always somebody here. There's always something happening. I mean, like right now in the house, I got a sick kid upstairs. I know. And my wife gets some time off, or she's working from home, but of course she's got a sick kid. Both dogs need to go to the veterinarian. Oh. Yeah. And I need to squeeze the waxy plugs out of the lizard. I'm not sure if you've ever squeezed waxy plugs out of a lizard.
Okay, wait. Can we get head cams and make that part of the podcast?
I could add it. Like, okay, let me...
Where do the waxy plugs come from?
So, this guy, he's a guy. He's a man, Bowser, right?
Okay, so wait. What kind of lizard? We got
this is a bearded dragon. Yeah.
Okay, I will hold my.
You know how your dad's Harley buds like feel when they're on the motorcycle? That's him. That's his whole life. This lizard.
How big is it?
Yeah. Okay, so it's this big, handsome. It's weird. I never thought I'd be a lizard guy. I grew up. We would just find dogs in the woods, and we're like, oh, "Come on, you're part of the team."
Furry.
And then my son Otto, who is the most manipulative kid. He's very good with me. He went after me for like a year to get a lizard. To get a lizard. Now, actually, one time I was up at 5 a.m, just like scratching myself, staring out the window, what I was going to do with the day. And I turn around, and there's this silhouette of, at the time, he was probably like a 9-year-old. I was like, ah! You know, because kids are scary. They're scary. And even like haunted movies and stuff, kids are like singing in the background. And that all of a sudden, he like stepped away from the Children of the Corn Choir, and he was in the kitchen. And I was like, oh, God, what, Otto? And he's like, I just want to remind you that I think we should get a bearded dragon. And I was like, I don't know if you've been up all night waiting in the kitchen, but that's dedication.
That's frightening and dedication.
Yeah. And so we got this little bearded dragon, which I do not buy pets. I just want to rescue the damn things that are everywhere. But we get this little bearded dragon from a lizard store, and
because I don't think they're indigenous to our environment.
I've never seen a bearded dragon unless that's like the guy's name.
That was like a code word for
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So we get this guy, and he's cute. He's got personality. We've grown up with him, and so there's this thing. Sometimes you think it's dead because it likes to hibernate. You know, if he doesn't get crickets for a while, it's like, I'm just going to bed. He's like the best. He makes the best personal choices. He's like, there's nothing for me at this party. I'm going to bed. For how long, lizard? 2 weeks. It's amazing. So one time, though, he seems a little lethargic. And I get him out. I'm looking at him. He likes to sit on my head because all my heat's coming out of my head. He's like, I like this rock.
Okay.
Yeah. But there was another part of the rock he may have liked as well. The male bearded dragon, as it's in the wild, running over stones and stuff, it leaves a scent, right? Everywhere it's going, it's dabbing. You know, it's like a little, and when they're in the captivity, like they should not be in captivity. No. I'm sorry, they should not. I don't like myself, but there's a waxy buildup because he's not running over stones. You know, he's not out there sowing his lizard oats. Yeah. And it blocks his ducks, his man ducks.
The scent.
Yeah, the scent.
Okay.
Yeah, I should try that in real life. Just rub some of his wax on me and see how it goes. Yeah. Or you're the one that's out there.
Let's put it on me.
God. Local woman gets accosted by a Komodo dragon.
I'm open to either gender.
Yeah,
Let's just rub on the bearded dragon.
And see if reptiles are in your food pyramid.
Okay, back to the waxy plugs.
This is really kind of
I'm
therapeutic.
Not laughing.
This is kind of therapeutic.
Okay.
Because what you do is you put the lizard in a bathtub, a little bit of water, not over his head, just a little bit of water. He needs to bathe himself anyway. He's in there peeing and stuff. So you put him in a little bit of water, about 85 degrees pool, let him in there for a while, and it kind of loosens up his skin and stuff, and then you hold him upside down and, keep it warm because he's cold-blooded, and you squeeze out these. It's so satisfying. You ever squeeze a zit as a kid and you get a good one? It's just like these, you squeeze out these columns of sex wax.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
I know. So if I'm like out walking down the street, like just getting some groceries, and I all of a sudden get mounted by something,
I say that you take those excretions and create an aftershave called like bearded dragon sex
oh no,
wax.
bearded dragon. That's all you need.
Yeah,
bearded dragon.
I would wear it.
Fight. Well, I mean, you look at the people in the world right now making money on Instagram with their crap products. Some of those people are actually now within our government, like your Cash Patels who sells pills on his show. Like, there's room for this. Mm-hmm. Extracted from the wildest animal in the darkest part of our kingdom or whatever. And bearded dragons are pretty freaking exotic.
They are.
Pokey and colorful and fast. Skitterers.
Does this guy hurt when he climbs up on your melon?
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's like kind of a acupuncture-like sensation. I enjoy the symbiotic.
How old is he?
Well, I guess he's probably 6 or 5.
Okay, and his name?
Bowser. Naturally.
And how long do they live?
It's probably 1,000 years or something because all our pets are going to live forever, I have a feeling. And we have 5 of them now.
Well, hopefully with Dr. Charlie Child's help, you could make sure that your pets live forever.
We don't need it. We don't need it. I'm so tired of pets right now. But yeah, no, he's pretty low maintenance, not as low maintenance as the goldfish I got from name.com. When we all cleared the office during COVID, I took this fish home and I've had it
and it's still
since
alive.
then. It's still alive and it's huge.
Fabulous. Now, is the bearded dragon going to get bigger?
I don't think it'll get much bigger unless we give it a bigger enclosure. Now, this is very much a Jared thing. I went and looked at bearded dragon enclosures are really tiny. So I bought a rabbit hutch and just modified it and did some tricks. So he's got 2 stories. And I'm going to build, because I think I just want him around, back behind here, I'm going to build an enclosure for him so we can work together and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And we share our sexy deposits in the Bang Bang Bunker.
I mean, there's so much information swirling around my head right now about bearded dragons. I'm stunned and I'm impressed. And I think it's adorable that you have love in your heart for a lizard. I never thought I could ever love something scaly or slimy or gives off, a scent like that. But God love you.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. He doesn't get a lot of love. So, with kids and pets, they want him and then they get him.
Wow. I just got like a day in the life of how Jaredy we dads with animals.
Dads and dabs. Is dab like marijuana or something?
Yeah, but that's okay.
But I was like dabbing,
I'm
not
aftershave.
Changing the language mid-lifetime. I'm not prepared for it. I'm older.
Yeah. They didn't have concentrated, cannabis in a wax form.
And that happened. I had my great aunt's friend was fond of calling her cat Pussy, and she was always looking for pussy, and I just loved that the lexicon hadn't shifted with her, and she was like, I give no dams, get me the pussy.
P. Now, what was the 007 movie?
Oh, Pussy Galore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't there there was that, but I thought it was in the title, too, of a movie, but maybe...
Octopussy.
Yes, thank you. That was it.
I don't know how I'm so well-versed on all these things. Ask me more. And then, of course, adapted to Austin Powers was the character A Lot of Vagina.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
pretty good parody.
I didn't like the third one that they did, the gold member Austin Powers, but the first one is a classic.
It is good. Yeah, they all those sequels of things kind of faded. Because I think there's a Wayne's World 2, and I don't remember it all.
There is. Yeah. Now, I will say, though, because I hadn't seen Mike Myers in a long time, and then he started showing up on SNL's new season
as Elon
Musk, and it's been brilliant.
No, I'm happy for him. It's a good spot. More people need to parody that clown.